How are you feeling right now?
I'm kind of overwhelmed because the funny thing about me is that people who know the way I play trivia and what I know that I know these really obscure, strange, literary, historical things that
like
nobody...
the Shakespeare reference.
Yeah. Somehow these are easier for me, so we'll see what happens.
And how do you want to spend the money?
Well, I've got a car. It's a 92, and it's as old as my daughter. And I live in Florida, where it's very hot, and the paint is peeling, and the radio doesn't work, and the air conditioning just went out before I came up here.
Oh, so you definitely could go for a new car.
I could get a 93.
Yeah, you absolutely could get a 93.
Why not?
I think you could, Lyn. And then some. Lyn, you're 3 away from that $1 million check. You still have Switch the Question and my favorite lifeline, Ask the Audience. And this is an audience absolutely that wants you to make $1 million, Lyn. Nobody would be happier than you. Going for $250,000, Lyn. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's play. For $250,000, whose New York Times obituary mentioned that since 1889 he had been hopelessly insane? Vincent van Gogh, Franz Kafka, Johann Brahms, Friedrich Nietzsche.
This is such a Lyn Payne question. I can't believe that I know this. This is the kind of thing that I read a lot. I read philosophy. So I know this, but let me just think this through, because several of these guys were not in their right mind. Hopelessly insane. Now Van Gogh cut off his ear. Nietzsche, I don't think, cut anything off, or if he did, we don't know about it. 1889. See, that's the thing. I know that Nietzsche was incarcerated in an insane asylum sometime in the 1880s. And somehow in the back of my mind, I remember reading in a biography of him that it was 1889. That number is just going Nietzsche, Nietzsche, Nietzsche. And if I say Nietzsche and I'm wrong, my kids are going to kill me. And then I'm going to be hopelessly insane. D. Friedrich Nietzsche. Final answer.
No, you're not going to go insane. You're very sane and very right. You've got it. About Lyn Payne questions. It's unbelievable. One after another. Did you set this thing up?
I wish.
Wow. So you really saw that 1889 and it just...
It was in my head. It was in my head. It was calling to me. It was talking to me.
Well, maybe you are a little nuts, but that's not the point. You still got $250,000.
Well, now I can afford the care, yes.
My gosh, Lyn, you're now 2 away from $1 million, and you still have 2 lifelines. This is for $500,000. To the nearest cent, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing spends an average of how much to make each currency note in circulation? 2 cents, 4 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents.
I don't get 2 bits, 4 bits, 8 bits, $1, do I? I don't like this question, Mary. This is not a Lyn Payne question. This involves, like, numbers.
I'm sorry.
These guys are so smart. I could ask them, but I might need you guys for the $1 million. Now, I'm not taking any chances. I think we shall switch the question and just see what I get.
Yeah, I think the audience is relieved. All right, Lyn, just because you've had so much, I mean, you obviously are smart, but you've also had luck here. What would you have guessed? I'm just curious.
Okay, what would call to me? If I had to guess, I'd say 4 cents.
Okay, let's see what the answer was before we switch that. Good, I'm so glad you switched it. All right, Lyn, we're switching out of this question computer for another one valued at $500,000.
Better question.
For $500,000, The title of the TV series Will and Grace was inspired by what philosopher's famous I and Thou treatise? Michael Foucault, Martin Heidegger, Martin Buber, Ludwig Wittgenstein.
These are philosophers. I like philosophers.
I know you do. And when I started to read that question, once again, you looked like you knew.
I've read this book.
Oh, my gosh.
I and Thou, this is something I know, and sometimes it really helps to be a nice Jewish girl from Florida, because I know this nice Jewish philosopher, and I read the book, so I'd be kind of stupid if I didn't answer the question. So I'm going to say C, Martin Buber. Final answer.
Get the confetti ready. We're one question away from We'll be right back after this. Don't go away. When Lyn Payne arrived here at Millionaire, she said she was a big geek when it came to trivia, and you know what? It has paid off big time. This has been one Lyn Payne question after another, and you're now one question away from $1 million, Lyn. It's quite something. It's especially exciting to me with the audience here is always so supportive, because I don't believe, at least in the 6 years that I've been doing this show, we've never reached the $1 million mark where the contestant has been in the position of being able to ask the audience. So audience, the pressure is on. It's your question as well. Very much.
Come on, you guys.
What is going through your mind right now? Tell us what you're feeling.
It doesn't seem real. It's all about the questions, because when you're a trivia geek, it's all about the questions. So it's like, okay, here's a question. Do I know this or not? Oh, I know this. How nice. I tried to be careful, and then I just made the decision, okay, I must know this. Let's go for it. But it still doesn't seem real.
Well, it is very, very real, Lyn. As I said, one question separates you from $1 million.
Do we know this question, guys? Are we going to know this question?
All right, Lyn, and actually audience on this one, are you ready to play?
We're ready. Are we ready? Are we ready?
For $1 million, let's play. For $1 million. Khrushchev's famous 1960 shoe-banging outburst at the UN was in response to a delegate from what nation? Australia, the Netherlands, the Philippines, Turkey.
I would like to think I know this, but I don't, because I can remember him banging his shoe. Not that I was there, but I remember seeing the actual news clip of it, because I'm a journalist and I kind of look at these things. And I remember the shoe. I remember pound, pound, pound. He's pounding the shoe. And I remember I thought he was mad at the U.S. But, guys, we don't have that to choose from. So let's ask the audience.
All right, audience. Lyn needs your help. If you're ready, vote now.
Ooh.
All right. 48% believe it is Turkey, 29% Netherlands, 15% the Philippines, 8% for Australia. I don't know what to tell you, Lyn.
Okay. I have my strategy worked out, Meredith. It's
Oh, you
fine.
do? Okay.
Yeah. These guys are so smart, and I love them, and I absolutely agree with them. I really think it's Turkey. It's one of those questions where you just kind of feel it, and feeling, if this were a lower level question, I would feel my way through it, and I would come to the conclusion that it was Turkey too, because that sounds right. It's kind of like the 1889 thing. It's like Turkey, Turkey, Turkey. And I'm probably going to kill myself, because now that I think about it, I'm thinking, who was Russia mad at? Turkey was close by, and I think it had to do with Turkey and Greece and the whole thing going on between the two of them. See, I'm going to show how smart I am before I walk off of here. I think it was Turkey and Greece fighting back and forth. That was about the time period, and Russia was mad at what was going on, and the U.S. and Russia were fighting over those two countries. And the whole thing, and I really think it's Turkey. In my heart of hearts, if it weren't $1 million going on this, I would just yell out Turkey and say what I don't want to say. but I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you, and I appreciate that you answered it, and it's just too close. It's just too risky. It's too much money. I'm going to walk away.
Is that a final?
Final.
Okay. Lyn said she's going to walk away. Now, what would you do, audience? Come on, $500,000?
I've got kids, guys.
Let's see.